Well, hello. Welcome to episode 5 of the Unstoppable Entertainment Show. I am Nate Schaffner, otherwise known as the Unstoppable Nate, and we are back. We are back for week 5, episode 5. How's everybody doing this week? I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing okay, and if not, I hope this show can provide a brief respite from whatever you're going through in your life right now. I hope you get some joy out of this show. I know I certainly am. There are a number of topics that I want to talk about this week, but before I do, I just want to remind everybody that if you have a question or you like me to discuss certain movies or franchises, you can email me anytime at the address listed in the description of this video. Also, do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and spread the word. Tell your friends. I'm starting to grow a community here, and I like that. I'm really having fun doing this show and getting my thoughts and opinions out there. So, without further ado, let's get started this week. And the first topic that I want to talk about is this. So, over the past couple of weeks, I've been talking about the upcoming Christopher Nolan adaptation of The Odyssey. And there have been several casting announcements about that movie, and it looks like this week we have even more casting announcements, and one of those is Elliot Page. This report comes from CBR, and this article states that 4 new actors have just been added to the cast of The Odyssey, the next feature film from Oscar-winning Oppenheimer Helmer Christopher Nolan. This article goes on to say, per the Hollywood Reporter, Elliot Page is one of the latest actors to join The Odyssey. This marks a reunion with Nolan, as Page previously appeared in the director's hit 2010 movie Inception. Also reuniting with the revered filmmaker is Himesh Patel, who was in the franchise, who was also in one of Christopher Nolan's most recent films, Tenet. So he's going to be in The Odyssey. Bill Irwin from Legion, who voiced Tars the robot in 2014's Interstellar, has also been cast in The Odyssey. Meanwhile, Samantha Morton from The Walking Dead is getting her first chance to work with Nolan as the 4th new casting addition for the upcoming movie. Okay, so several announcements here. The one that stands out to me is Elliot Page. I have been a fan of Elliot Page for a very long time. The first movie I saw Elliot Page in was Juno, and he was brilliant in that movie. I love that movie dearly. And like this article stated, he's worked with Christopher Nolan before. So there's, again, that relationship. Christopher Nolan, directors like working with people that they've worked with before. And they obviously have a history of working well together with Inception. And Elliot Page was great in that movie too. I am getting even more and more excited for this movie every single week. I am a Christopher Nolan fan for life. I believe he's one of the very few filmmakers that has never made a bad movie. I know that's just my opinion. But I'm really looking forward to this. The cast is great. I have a feeling this is going to be extremely epic in scale. So jump in the comment section and let me know what your thoughts are about this. The next report that I want to talk about is more casting news for Scream 7. So in recent weeks, I've talked about. Um, it's been reported that um, Matthew Lillard is coming back as Stu, and the character of uh, Roman is coming back from Scream 3. He's being played again by Scott Foley. And this there's a new report on CBR published by Monica Coman. Now, I should state that it appears that this um, report has been it's coming from a movie insider that I'm not familiar with. Some movie insiders have a tendency to report things that end up not being true. Some movie insiders report things that end up being true all the time. So I just want to preface this by saying that this report is coming from a movie insider. I just want to make it clear that this could end up not being true. However, seeing as how this scoop came is now on this reputable news site, that this could very well end up being true. So, according to this report, Skeet Ulrich is coming back as Billy Loomis for Scream 7. Oh my god. Like, what? This completely blows my mind. I want to know what this movie is going to be. Like, my mind is just like, like, holy crap. This could... So, here are my thoughts on this. Specifically about Skeet Ulrich coming back as Billy Loomis. So in the more recent Scream movies, Billy Loomis has been haunting his daughter, played by Melissa Barrera, right? Especially in the last movie, Melissa Barrera's character has, admitted there's a dark side to her because of who her father is. And, her father's Billy Loomis, and he's been haunting her, trying to, give in to who you are kind of thing. And maybe that's what he'll be doing with Stu in this movie. I mean, the character of Stu, played by Matthew Lillard is coming back for Scream 7. So maybe Skeet Ulrich is going to be haunting... Maybe Billy Loomis is going to be haunting Stu. That could get really crazy, and maybe Stu is even more demented than he was in the original Scream. Who's to say? I'm just curious how all this is going to come together. I'm ecstatic about this movie now. I cannot wait to see it. I want to see it now. Just to know what it is that they're doing. Jump in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think about Billy Loomis returning for Scream 7. Okay. Excuse me just a second. Okay. This next report that I want to talk about is this. This report comes from Joe Blow, published by Steve Saig. And according to this report, Zac Efron and Will Ferrell will co-star in an upcoming untitled courtroom comedy. This article says that the untitled courtroom comedy, quote, follows a young convict fresh out of prison, played by Zac Efron, who takes a reality TV courtroom hostage, blaming the megalomaniac TV judge, played by Will Ferrell, for a past ruling that the convict feels ruined his life. According to this report, also, um, Nicholas Stoller will direct the movie. I'm not familiar with him. Maybe if I IMDb'd him, I would know who he is based on his work, but all I'm saying is by name alone, I'm not familiar with him. So the premise of this, it doesn't sound like your typical comedy, right? Like a young convict fresh out of prison who takes a reality TV courtroom hostage, blaming the megalomaniac TV judge for a past ruling that the convict feels ruined his life. That doesn't sound like a comedy, right? It sounds like a kind of dramatic, kind of thriller movie. However, with two people like Will Ferrell and Zac Efron involved, it also sounds like it could be a really outlandish comedy. You know, I like Will Ferrell. It took me a while to get on board with his kind of comedy. Excuse me. Only because I grew up with Jim Carrey, and Will Ferrell is a very different kind of comedy than Jim Carrey. Will Ferrell, I should say, does different types of comedy than Jim Carrey did, and continues to do. So this sounds really outlandish to me. Yeah, it's and I'm a big Zac Efron fan too. Actually, you know, I mean, he's proven himself that he can be very funny. Even though sometimes the material isn't that good, I think he's proven himself, at least to me, that given the right material, he can be very funny. You know, this sounds very, it could be really outlandish, really really hilarious, like kind of falling over in your seat kind of funny. So jump in the comment section and let me know what you think about this. So the next report that I want to talk about is this. I've talked about over the past week or so about Guy Ritchie's new movie, Wife and Dog. And it looks like even more casting news has been released about this. So this report comes from The Hollywood Reporter, published by Etan Vlessing. And this report says that James Norton, Paddy Considine, and Pip Torrens have joined the ensemble cast for Guy Ritchie's Wife and Dog. This article goes on to mention that Norton was on the BBC series Happy Valley, if any of you are familiar with that. Paddy Considine was in The Bourne Ultimatum and Hot Fuzz. And Pip Torrens was, he played Tommy Lascelles in The Crown. I'm going to be honest, I'm not too familiar with these three actors. However, what gets me excited about this is more casting news. To me, more casting news means it's going to start filming soon. And that's what excites me. You know, we also have, this movie also stars, you know, Benedict Cumberbatch, Rosamund Pike, Anthony Hopkins. You know, this cast really is great. Actually, if any of you are familiar with these actors, jump in the comment section and let me know what you think about their casting. I'd love to get your thoughts. Jump in the comment section and let me know. But I'm looking forward to this. This next report has to do with even more casting for Scream 7. So this report is on Deadline, published by Rosie Cordero. And this report says that the Scream 7 cast continues to grow with the addition of Ethan Embry, who will star alongside legacy cast members Nev Campbell, Courtney Cox, Scott Foley, Matthew Lillard, Mason Gooding, and Jasmine Savoy Brown. So Ethan Embry was in First Man, which was the movie where Ryan Gosling played Neil Armstrong, and it was about the mission to the moon. And I loved that movie. I loved that movie so much, and Ethan Embry was very good in the movie. So he is going to join the cast of Scream 7. You know, part of what gets me excited about casting news for any of the Scream movies really is you never know who's going to be the Ghostface killer, and you never know which character is going to be killed off in the first 20 minutes, right? I mean, who knows? Ethan Embry could be he could be any one of those people. You know, I'm again, this casting news gets me more excited for the movie. You know, they're starting to round out the cast, which means they're going to start filming soon. I like Ethan Embry. I'm curious to know which role he will play in the movie. So jump in the comment section and let me know your thoughts about this. This next report that I want to talk about is a bit of TV news, actually. So this report is on Deadline, published by Nelly Andriva. And this has to do with a Buffy the Vampire Slayer revival series. And this report says, more than 2 decades after Buffy the Vampire Slayer ended its 7-season run, the beloved supernatural drama is eyeing a revival with a new chapter in the franchise. Excuse me. A follow-up series is nearing a pilot order from Hulu, with Sarah Michelle Gellar expected to star, reprising her signature role as Buffy Summers, sources said. Oscar winner Chloe Zhao, a self-professed lifelong Buffy fan, is set to direct the pilot, written by Nora and Lila Zuckerman from Poker Face. Okay, there are several things that I take away from this. First of all, I have seen 2 or 3 episodes of the original Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I'm going to be honest, I'm not sure why I've only seen 2 or 3 episodes of that show. I certainly love the genre. I actually have... Hold on just a second. I have I'm not sure if you can really see it. I have not one, but 2 extremely long lists of films and TV shows that I would like to watch before I kick the bucket. I'm not sure if I'm going to get around to watching all of them, but I'm damn sure going to try. And Buffy the Vampire Slayer is one of those. I adore Sarah Michelle Gellar. I think she's wonderful. So I'm excited about this revival series. And honestly, the fact that it's going to be a revival series makes me want to, I might move Buffy the Vampire Slayer up higher on that list of shows to watch. So Chloe Zhao is going to direct the pilot. Chloe Zhao won the Oscar for Nomadland. Nomadland, she won the. I believe Nomadland won director and best picture, but Chloe Zhao is the Oscar winner for Nomadland. She also directed Eternals. Eternals was the Marvel Cinematic Universe movie, which I thought was decent. I think Eternals, at least to me, was the first misstep in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Again, I thought it was decent. But Chloe Zhao also directed that movie. It helps that she's a self-professed lifelong Buffy fan. I think being a fan of something that helps you, that can drive your passion for whatever it is that you're doing, that will make you, her being a fan, like, she'll want to do it right. You know, she'll want to do it right for the fans and for the show, and make it good. So I wanna talk about something here, because this article says that the article states a follow-up series is nearing a pilot order from Hulu. For people who don't know what that means, so basically, Chloe Zhao is going to direct the pilot of this Buffy the Vampire Slayer revival series. And if that pilot, which is the first episode, if that first episode does well, then it will be ordered for a series, at least one full season. So I hope that the pilot is good. The unfortunate thing is that lately, revival series of classic TV shows have not gone well. That's the only thing that worries me. The Frasier revival just got canceled after 2 seasons. But again, Chloe Zhao being a lifelong Buffy fan, that could be a good sign in terms of, again, getting it right and doing it, and making it good. So I hope it's good, and I'm most likely going to move Buffy the Vampire Slayer up to the top of the list of shows I need to watch. Let me know what you guys think about this. Did you watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer? What did you think? Are you excited about this? Let me know. This last bit of news that I want to talk about this week has to do with an upcoming graphic novel adaptation. This article was published on Variety by Brent Lang. And this article states that DeWanda Wise will star in Killer Bee, an adaptation of the upcoming graphic novel from David Crownson that Tommy Oliver's Confluential Films will produce for the screen. Wise, whose credits include Jurassic World Dominion and Spike Lee's Netflix series She's Gotta Have It, will portray a retiring assassin who takes on an underground criminal network after being tasked to kill the man she's recently fallen in love with. Come on. Doesn't that sound awesome? I mean, it's okay, first of all, DeWanda Wise in Jurassic World Dominion, she was one of the very, very, very few aspects of that movie that I liked. And I think that she could play this role very well. This premise of her portraying a retiring assassin who takes on an underground criminal network after being tasked to kill the man she's recently fallen in love with. A lot of times these graphic novel, comic book movie adaptations, sometimes, um, not a lot of the time, sometimes they can just be fun popcorn movies. Um, this movie sounds like it could have real emotional weight to the story, and especially with the main character. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. I'm also looking forward to seeing, excuse me, to seeing, I love my Marvel and DC stuff. I love that. But I also like seeing um, um, more more independent stuff, like less mainstream, more independent graphic novels and comic books being adapted into film, and especially this graphic novel, Killer Bee, hasn't even come out yet, and already you know they're saying, oh, we want to adapt this into a movie. That says to me that this is really good material. So I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to seeing this. I think DeWanda Wise could be very good in this role. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that'll about do it for this week. It's a short show this week. Um, I like I said before, I'm having fun doing this. I like expressing my thoughts and opinions out there. Um, so I will be back next week and with more news to talk about. So until then, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, spread the word, tell your friends. If you have a comment or a question, or if you'd like me to talk about certain things, you can email me anytime. And until next week, I'll see you at the movies.